And here we are, guys, before the main event of our evening, where we will see our women's champion Liv Morgan in a tag team action alongside the incredible upcoming uprising star Tegan Knox. And the opponents tonight will be Liv's challenger for the Sunday at the Royal Rumble for the Women's Championship. It will be Sasha Banks, and her former best friend, former teammate, turned bitter enemy, bitter rival in Bayley. But let's also recapture real quick what happened earlier tonight. The ambush attempt from our Intercontinental Champion King Corbin on one of his challengers on LA Knight backfired because LA Knight, given an ass whooping, our King may not forget. And well, it was just the beginning for a terrible night for our Intercontinental Champion, because after that he lost to Booker T despite controversial, despite surviving three X kicks from three finishing maneuver from Booker. Still wasn't his night, and we still don't know if Corbin has had his hand on the rope in time or not. Anyways, then we had perhaps the greatest match of all time, if not one of the greatest matches of all time, in the first Last Chance Women's Royal Rumble qualifier match between Doudrop, Shotzi and Kaylee Ray. They overperformed here tonight, and with Doudrop snatching the win in the end. It was a close call, and the match, if it wasn't for 1 second, it could still go. And I don't know if I would mind or not, because it was a great match, but it was even a fantastic 5-star bang off about if you haven't seen one. So if you haven't checked it out already, I highly recommend you check it out right now. Yeah, then we had we also had Sheamus with a tough win over Murphy, and he had to rely on a counter win because Murphy was a tough challenger, a tough opponent, as many might expect. And the Celtic Warrior, though, won by count out. And after the match, one of our tag team champions, Ivar, got some revenge of Sheamus by beating him up a little bit, but until Sheamus retweeted and said, "We fight on my time, we don't fight on your terms." And then also we had a tag team warfare match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn against the Usos from the Bloodline. And despite getting after getting back and forth, KO and Zayn defeated the Usos here tonight. But also they raised the question, there was an ambush before the match on the Usos on Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn took his time before he saved KO there, and maybe he wouldn't saved him if he wouldn't get attacked by Jay there. So we don't know what that was all about, but maybe Owens and Zayn will celebrate tonight instead of arguing, so who knows. Then we also had the other two last chance women's qualifier for the Royal Rumble match, where Maurice won her match against Naomi and Mandy Rose, while also Ross Billy Kay emerged victorious in shocking fashion against our Queen Charlotte Flair and the legendary Beth Phoenix. So yeah, Billy Maurice joining Doudrop in the Women's Royal Rumble match, and much like many others, like Tegan Knox, like Bayley, like Sasha Banks, and it could be Banks' night at the Royal Rumble, winning potentially Royal Rumble and the Women's Championship from Liv Morgan. So, anyways, we also saw vicious ambush just a couple of moments ago from our world champion from the male perspective, and Austin Theory on his challenger Cesaro. After we saw Cesaro fighting Theory, we don't know who started it yet, but after that, Theory turned it around, and well, hopefully Cesaro can make it to the Royal Rumble. Otherwise, I don't know if we will have a title match for our World Championship at the Royal Rumble, where history will be made with the NXT guys and NXT UK guys for the first time ever making history by defending the title and the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. For Raw or for us, it's more common, it's expected. But for NXT and NXT UK, it's a premiere, it's the first time ever, so don't miss that. And if you're a fan of NXT, NXT UK, or some of them superstars, male or female, also stay tuned for also check out the Royal Rumble, because the Royal Rumble matches itself, because of Ward's title matches, our title matches, and the heated feuds that lead to the matches. Also, hope you enjoyed this night as much as I did, especially with the super sweat between Doudrop, Shotzi and Kaylee Ray, who give all they have to offer here tonight, and let's see who will win this incredible tag team match between Tegan and Liv against Bayley and Banks. Also, it was supposed to be Ronda Rousey challenging Liv by winning a Super Swap match 4 weeks ago on here on SmackDown in the main event. Ronda defeated both Sasha Banks and Charlotte and the Queen Charlotte, the boss Sasha Banks and the Queen Charlotte Flair, in an incredible matchup. And earning the right to challenge Liv, but then she tried to interfere in this match against Tamina, but Liv still prevailed, picked up a huge win over Tamina, and later that night Liv successfully cost Ronda her match against Tegan Nox, and this got Ronda so mad that later that night she tried to attack and ambush Liv in the backstage area, but it failed and led to an injury for Ronda, for the best woman on the planet. And yeah, she bite more than she can chew, perhaps, or maybe underestimated Liv's toughness. And now she got out the equation for our Women's Championship. And why is Sasha Banks a challenger, you might ask? Because we don't have that much time to have a new #1 contender match because of the busy schedule this year, and so the WWE asked the fans who they want to see as #1 contender. They asked with the boss Sasha Banks, and she got the most votes, so she will be at the Royal Rumble challenging Liv for the Women's Championship. And well, that's how it comes. Also last week Sasha Banks attacked Liv Morgan and tried to cost her the match, so that's yeah, how this goes. And now we have Tegan Nox after a huge win over Ronda Rousey, after also bang off a bout with alongside her usually tag team partner Shotzi over Tamina and Natalya a couple of weeks ago, which was the match of the night, and also a match you should definitely check out, the tag match between Tegan and Shotzi against Natalya and Tamina. I believe it was 4 weeks ago on SmackDown, could have been 3 weeks ago. Either way, check it. Wait, not 4 weeks ago, I'm an idiot, 3 weeks ago. But depends how you're counting. Anyways, check this match out if you want to see great action. Tegan and Shotzi versus Natalya and Tamina. You see every match in the playlist if you want to get that quicker. I have to scroll a bit down, but it's worth it, trust me. Also, well, we will see Bayley involved in this matchup, and well, she has been in the Women's Royal Rumble match because of her performance last week against Liv Morgan in singles action, and despite Sasha trying to cost Liv the match, and still Bayley put up a good show against our champion despite coming up short. And let's see if she and Sasha Banks can coexist against Tegan and Liv here tonight. As there's the woman with the shiniest wizard. Quite excited to see the Welsh native in action in the main event. First ever that Tegan Nox is in our main event, but I can't see why. There's huge potential, and his fighting spirit can't be matched.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from the Welsh Valleys, Tegan Nox.
Also, don't forget Tegan's teammate Shotzi came up a little bit short earlier tonight in her last chance women's Royal Rumble qualifier match against Kaylee Ray, and Doudrop prevailed there, but it was a bang of a bout, so check it out if you haven't already. So Shotzi, much like Tegan, has 2 great matches to her hands and to her credit, so yeah, despite Shotzi coming up short here, so, and Tegan, yeah.
From Elmwood Park, New Jersey, the SmackDown Women's Champion, Liv Morgan.
As they come to our Women's Champion, and imagine Tegan wins the Women's Royal Rumble and challenging Liv Morgan. If Liv can retain a Women's Championship against Sasha Banks, which is easier said than done at the Royal Rumble, so it could be Liv versus Tegan in the future, but that's just speculations, of course, because, hey, winning the Royal Rumble is tough. I don't say that, I don't underestimate Tegan, but, well, it would be a huge shocker to see her win it. I definitely think Tegan can win the Royal Rumble, but maybe not at that stage in her career, we don't know. We'll find out that the Royal Rumble comes this Sunday in RealUniverse time, and we'll have time in a couple of days, perhaps a week, or maybe a weekend a bit more, because I have to so much planned for to cut together the rivalries and stuff. And
From San Jose, California,
yeah,
Hey, despite what you think about Bayley,
as there's Bayley, former multiple-time women's champion, former Miss Money in the Bank, former NXT Women's Champion. She won it all in her career, so except for the Royal Rumble, and this could all change this Sunday. And well, maybe we could see Liv versus Bayley in the future, or we could see Sasha Banks and Liv not just at the Royal Rumble but also WrestleMania. So that's the possibilities, but also could be someone from Raw, someone from NXT, someone from NXT UK winning the Rumble. So from both women's and male perspective. So, but who do you guys think? Who is going to win the Women's Royal Rumble? Who's going to win the Men's Royal Rumble? Feel free to share your opinions and your thoughts in the comments down below. And also, who you are rooting for to win the Women's Royal Rumble? Who are you rooting for to win the Men's Royal Rumble? Feel free to let me know in the comments down below. And let us all know in the comments down below if you want to. Here comes the boss, Sasha Banks, former multiple women's champion from Raw, SmackDown, former tag champ with Bayley, NXT Women's Champion.
And from Boston, Massachusetts, Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks' incredible career. Like I already said, NXT Women's Champion, Women's Tag Champ alongside Bayley. Multiple-time Raw Women's Champion, SmackDown Women's Champion. She delivered 5-star bangers on the bouts left and right. So as the crowd's well excited to see, despite what she did to Liv last week in SmackDown. But well, it is what it is. It got more heated between those two, and I don't know if you can blame her much, because well, it's the highest prestige title from every woman on our rosters on the line. So yeah, and well, also Women's Royal Rumble, we saw how much it meant in the first triple threat we had with Doudrop, Kelly and Shots involved, and well, Bayley missing there, but Tegan didn't miss with the short block there in the opening bell, and Tegan with punches on Bayley. As that's how Tegan is, she's not afraid of anybody, and that's great attitude as Tegan makes a tag to the champion, to Liv. A huge right hook there from Bayley to Liv. Jump back suplex to our champion as Bayley finally in a match. Maybe the tag allowed her to get in the match. After taking short breather, knee to the face of Liv. Drop kick to the back of Liv as well. As Bayley wants to prove herself yet again that she's still on the top level. Huge elbow drop despite not being involved in the championship picture for a while. But she still can hang with the best, despite that change of attitude. But her attitude made her more serious outside of the ring. Huge double team there from Banks after the tag has been made. And our champion and challenger, who will meet the Sun in RealUniverse time in a couple of days or a week in real life time. Square off. Huge DDT from the Banks after huge kick there as Tegan wants to get tagged in again as her Banks tried to avoiding it. Together, but both Liv and are missing. But now our champion goes with kicks on the boss, which upper kick to follow it up, and a kick to the midsection. Kicks and strikes there from Liv, taking Banks down. And now stomp to the arm. As Liv's in full control right now. As he goes nowhere, does the boss avoiding it. Huge close on the finals mark. As yet again, Tegan wants to get tagged in as Banks pushing her inside the ring. Now stomps on Tegan there from Banks, but Liv trying to get involved. Bayley distracting the official. As Banks with knee over. Now champion. As Banks now whipping Liv on the corner. As now Bayley's get tagged in. While he also got a jacket, I think, double flapjack there from Banks and Bayley from Banks, it has to be. As now drop kick there from Bayley after some mind games perhaps attempted from Banks and Bayley. And Banks tried to get a cheap shot in on Tegan on the outside, but Tegan successfully defended herself. Huge spin around head scissor there from Liv on Bayley. Also legal. As Bayley got sent flying by Liv. And if that happened on Sunday, Bayley would be eliminated from the Women's Rumble match. But good for Bayley, because of Liv is our Women's Champion, she won't be in the Royal Rumble match itself. Unlike Sascha Banks and Tegan and Bayley. Which slap from Liv, but suplex from Bayley saving the boss. As ref counting out both Bayley and Liv. So that's 3 for both of them, as Banks now gets involved. Huge. And pretty, no, not a kill switch. Bulldog got avoided by Liv though. Defending herself much like Tegan did. And the cheap running form from Liv on Banks on the outside, but Liv needs to hurry. What's that fight? But look at Liv, she doesn't care about the matches, delivering punishment to Banks for the sheep shot. A huge fist to the face of Sascha. And huge forearm as Bayley following it to the outside. Liv saving the count, Bayley saving the count, that's unusual. Usually it would be other way around, but not tonight, because anger might get the better of him as Bayley takes advantage of this huge reversal. Which kicks and strikes there from Bayley as Liv can back first against the barricade. Refs at 4 already. You need to be careful of the refs front. Face first goes Liv into the barricade. Takedown from Bayley to Liv. Which kick to the face of Bayley. Banks tried to get involved, but Liv yet again. Look how Liv upload on the challenger as Bayley whipping Liv around. Banks stomp to the leg. Of that 7 already, as Banks now. And face first was Liv against the apron. Yet again Bayley stopping the matchup. Maybe a new change of attitude. Maybe want to deliver more punishment to the champion each arm. I mean, it could be if Bayley winning the Rumble and challenging Liv at WrestleMania, or maybe she has some stuff. Wants to win the match fair and square against the champion and prove herself here tonight. As Liv in big trouble on the outside with this submission. Or as Tegan tried to save her, and she did so because Banks was, I don't know, daydreaming or something, which swing neck maker. Maybe Banks thinking about how she become champion. But look at the slap and punch there from our champion. Was that 6 already yet again, but our champion doesn't care. So there was punishment before the Sunday as Bayley goes to the outside yet again. Was that 8? As Bayley yet again saving the matchup. Maybe she will be back on the good side of the universe, who knows? I mean, we saw it from unexpectedly from Dakota Kai over on NXT a couple of many months ago, so who knows? Possible huge super kick there from Liv to Bayley, as well as that 3 already, as Banks yet again tried to get involved. As I know a team in 7 again, which kicks there from Liv to both former gold role models, that is. Close line there from Bayley's level to Liv, as the bosses perhaps down and others. Bayley taking the official. I don't know why that is. It's Bayley attacking Tegan Knox as well. As Liv bringing Sascha Banks in, but close into the back of the head there from Bayley to Liv there. Bayley taking the leg of Liv there. Going for objects underneath the ring. And Bayley get counted out by the official. Sascha Banks was the drop kicker from behind, but Liv was ready for it. Punishment as Bayley brings the shank kick to the private parts of Bayley from Liv, from our women's champion. I get back in the thing, taking Bayley's leg, and Bayley, I think, landed on the chair there. As well finally ejecting it. Which can run away from Liv. Tags him, Tegan. And well, it could be Tegan's moment here. I think tried to fly. Huge splash there from Tegan, but misses by a mile there. As Banks in, which lariat there to Tegan. And tried to claw champion. There's a cheap shot by the boss. And no takedown there from Bayley. And maybe Sascha tried to get on the nose of Liv there. I mean, they will square off the Sunday to Royal Rumble. Maybe Sascha wants to provoke Liv to, you know, perhaps Liv's anger causing a mistake. Come Sunday at the title the match, like if it weren't for Bayley, Liv would have counted out multiple times here tonight. So yeah, maybe the boss is already underneath the skin of our champion, as now she got tagged in after a huge double team move by Bayley. She's whipping Tegan in the corner so much more that Tegan collapsed. As no, thanks of the drop kick off the back there to Tegan. Kick to the midsection, looking for the bank drop. And usually it's a setup for the bank statement. Sasha Banks has Tegan where she wants her. Looking for the bank statement. Like, ropes are there. Will it be enough for Tegan to make it? Nope. Liv is in, but she doesn't break it up. She has more faith in Tegan as she perhaps should, as Bayley also in a way. As Tegan tap, no, Liv says so, just in time, but why did she take so much time? I mean, Tegan technically could tap out to Banks' most dangerous move. And Arsenal has no Banks stopping Liv with the back neck breaker combination there for bringing attention to Tegan again. With a huge drop kick to the back as Liv back to her feet as Sasha Banks there. But get another cheap shot on the champion with kicks and strikes there. As Liv as well scouted but get countered by the official. Was that two already as Tegan scouted the boss there. So boss maybe too focused on our champion. So snap suplex from Tegan into a brainbuster. Nope. That's how better an instinct there from Sasha Banks. As now Liv wants to get tagged and Sasha Banks tagging in Bayley. And again, tag on both sides. As drop kick from Liv goes nowhere. Bayley goes nowhere. Huge right hook from Liv to the challenger, but also to Bayley as well. And face buster to Banks, but she didn't legal. Bayley is. Can Bayley take advantage against the champion? Nope. Liv a huge reversal out of nowhere. Looking for the kill switch. Nope. And finally by Christian, of course, huge bulldog who's now trying his last shot in wrestling career in All Elite Wrestling, AEW. As Liv now attacks and Tegan knocks. As Tegan usually kick there to Bayley. Huge fall away slam from Tegan. Remove a bridge as Bayley out of the ring, goes back inside, huge hook, there it goes nowhere. As Liv in the chase for Banks. Huge Bayley with huge fight out of it as Liv. So much anger, and you got the better of one for Bayley. Paying attention to the ref count, huge suplexer from Bayley. Because of Banks' provoking nature to our champion, huge lariat there from Bayley to Tegan. Bayley with a right hook as a cheap shot to our champion. Maybe it wasn't fair play from Bayley, or it was, we don't know. Huge punch got reversed there from Tegan. Very well scouted indeed. Byron. Which help on Matt Slander from Tegan to Bayley, kick to the mid. Kick to Bayley's private parts, got reverse from her. Huge knee in the corner. And a face wash as well. As incredible main event so far. But of course nowhere though, because Tegan moved out of the way just in time. With incredible cheers. And also don't forget, she had a big win over the supposed to be number one contender on Ronda Rousey. And Ronda Rousey from SmackDown Raw Women's Champion onward. Huge flatliner from Liv. Will it be enough to put her away? 1, 2, sweet it is. Liv and Tegan wins it. But what a win, as Banks wasn't there in time, and well,
Now's a good time to look at some of the highlights from that last matchup.
Huge win there for Liv and Tegan here tonight. I didn't expect it as we see the highlights. Huge flatliner from Liv towards the end. And that was it for the show tonight. I hope you enjoy it, and congratulations to Liv and Tegan. But we already saw how Liv's challenger Sasha Banks is in her head, and will it cost her that her women's our women's championship at the Royal Rumble in that title match? And who is going to win? Who will be the one from women's and male's perspective? Who do you think? Feel free to let us know in the comments down below who you're rooting for and who you think will win the Rumble matches. Have a nice day, and also don't forget to tune in to the 2 nights of Royal Rumble pay-per-view in real life time in a couple of days, perhaps a week, and in or maybe 2, and in RealUniverse time this Sunday. So just to let you know, have a nice night. Cheers.